Tell you that the 2-year-old wasn't talking?
No.
He told me that. He said we were very worried about him.
Oh.
But just this week he started talking.
Oh, good. Well, I heard Einstein didn't start talking until he was 3 or 4 or something like that.
That's what I read too.
So maybe it's a sign of genius.
I know.
Maybe you'll be the next Einstein. Einstein Walker.
Einstein Walker.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all.
This is Green Room Radio, and I'm your host, Ray Renati. Enjoy the show. I have been directing a play by Neva Hutchinson called Raptured, the Disappearance and Discovery of Aimee Semple McPherson. Yes, Neva Hutchinson. She's a playwright, a Bay Area playwright. She's acted in New York, Maine, and of course the San Francisco Bay Area in more than 60 theater productions. She's also playing Aimee Semple McPherson in this production of Raptured. It's the first production of this play that she wrote. It's a fantastic play. We had a blast. Putting it together. And now it's up at the Phoenix Theater in San Francisco, California. I will put all of the ticket information in the notes of this podcast so that you can get your tickets, and go see one of the 3 remaining productions at the Phoenix Theater. You can just go to Brown Paper Tickets and search on Raptured, and you'll find it there. Guaranteed. Now let's talk a little bit about Neva before I start in with my little conversation I had with her, which was a lot of fun. Just so you know who I'm talking about here. All right, she ain't no greenhorn. She's acted in New York, Maine, and the San Francisco Bay Area in more than 60 theater productions. She's worked with, now get this, Francis Ford Coppola. That's right, folks, Francis Ford Coppola. Francis Ford Coppola of The Godfather, Apocalypse Now, The Conversation, some of the greatest movies ever made. She's worked with a bunch of famous stars, famous people. Damn. That's awesome. She recently appeared in another play at the Phoenix called By the Waters of Babylon by Robert Schenken. In film, she's worked with Jon Voight and Will Smith. Wow. Jon Voight, that's Jon. Okay, leave the H off. She's currently playing Buster Posey's dry cleaner in a Toyota commercial. Now that is something to behold. I had a lot of fun talking with Neva. We had a lot of fun putting her play up on the stage for people to experience. It's been a wonderful time. And so without any further ado, my friends, Neva Hutchinson. So, we're doing this play. What's it called?
It's called...
I should know that. I'm kidding. I know the name of it. But why don't you say it?
Okay, I'll say it. It's called Raptured, the Disappearance and Discovery of Aimee Semple McPherson.
Yes. And you produced it, wrote it, and are playing Aimee Semple McPherson. And I directed the play.
That's correct.
Yes.
And you got called into the project rather late.
I did, right?
Uh-huh.
I was going to be Ken, one of the characters.
That's right. You're going to act.
But then you needed another director last minute, so we switched things around.
I know, and you've done a wonderful job directing.
Well, thank you. You did a wonderful job writing and acting.
Well, thank you. It's kind of hard sometimes to know when I'm acting how it's coming across, how the writing's coming across. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, because you wrote it, so that must be a completely unique experience.
It is. It is, because sometimes spur of the moment I'll think, I really should rewrite that line as I'm saying it. Or words come out of your mouth and they're awkward to say in the sentence, in the line of dialogue, and it's like, whoa, that needs a rewrite. and meanwhile, you're trying to act while this other voice, the critical
The writer voice is
the writer
going on.
voice is right.
Yeah. Wow, that must be difficult. I've never had to do that, so I can only imagine.
Well, I did one in New York. I did a one-woman show that I had written.
Yeah.
And that was just very static, though, and it was only like 5 minutes long.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I did do that. I did do a one-man show that I wrote, but it was mostly music.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of music?
Oh, everything. Country, cabaret, lounge, comedy, parody, everything.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, you started acting early, you said.
Yeah, when I was in 7th grade.
Doing what?
There was some melodrama
Oh.
where my mustache kept falling off. All I remember... I didn't know how to put the mustache on. And so I used double-sided tape or something. And then I started sweating. And during the scene, the mustache was falling off. I look out in the crowd, and I see all the parents like doubled over in laughter, And then I got hooked. But I wasn't sure if they were laughing at me or with me. But now as I'm older, I know they were laughing with me. But
I would wonder. I would definitely wonder, too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it didn't stop you from coming back.
Maybe it's one of those things where it's like, you think they're laughing at you, so then I have to figure out how to keep people from laughing at me for the rest of my life. I don't know. So how did you decide to write this play about Aimee Semple McPherson?
Well, I first heard about her in high school from the first person I fell in love with. And he said, you should play Aimee Semple McPherson.
When you were in high school?
When I was in high
to you.
school. I was acting in high school.
Oh, okay.
And that stayed with me. And so I looked her up. And what captured my attention was the sacred and the profane. How, to me, she was very pure, but she also was very human. And certain items in the play itself are based on historical fact. And so I had to try and come up with a narrative that would include the historical facts.
So like, what are some of the historical facts versus the stuff that you made up?
Well, one of the historical facts was she had a burn mark on her body when she came back. And so I had to try and think about, how did she get that burn mark? Who gave her that burn mark? What happened? And another historical fact is they waved her corset in the courtroom and totally shamed her. The environment that she was preaching in was very interesting because it was 1926 and Hollywood in 1926 where she was, and all the flappers and all the people in their fancy clothes, as she puts it. But in our play, she's also someone who loves fancy clothes. She's someone who's very sensual and...
Maybe we should tell people what the play is about. What is the plot?
Should we tell them the plot?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit,
Yeah,
okay.
just so they have some context here, because we're just kind of talking about it in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aimee Semple McPherson begins with her and her lover on the bed.
Oh, you're telling them. Oh, you're actually telling them how what is the general story of what is it about?
Of Aimee Semple or of the play?
Of the play.
Of the play.
Or do you not want to give that away?
Well,
I think it's a good thing to tell.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Then people will want to come.
Okay,
it sounds enticing.
Why don't you say something?
Oh, okay. Maybe I should be able to, since I directed the play.
That's right. And you had to just jump in at the last minute. And
yeah. So maybe I don't know. No, I think I know.
No, I think you know.
Well, Aimee Semple McPherson decided to have an affair with one of her workers, maybe.
He was a married man.
Yeah, and we think that she had an affair with him. And they needed money. The church needed money. And the theory is that she faked her own kidnapping and her own ransom so that they could collect money for the church. And she was put on trial for that, right?
Right.
And not just it was more her being sort of
A loose
a
morals.
loose woman. They were worried more about that than they were about any fraud, it seems.
Exactly.
Which I find kind of funny. But that's all I'll say. I think that's enough to get you to come.
Oh, yes, that's enough. And I tried to make the movie, the play, unexpected.
Yeah. So that's why we won't say any more.
Right.
Because then why would you want to come? I mean, if we told you the whole story right now, you could just, stay at home and imagine it.
The costumes are gorgeous.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Who did the costumes?
Yes.
What is her name?
Ariana Balté.
She did a wonderful job. Oh, my God.
Yes. And Brian Cagle did the set design. Mm-hmm. And you directed it.
I did.
Very well.
Yeah, it was a challenge for me to direct it first because I didn't have much time to think about the play. I didn't really know the actors. But I think we got there. I think it's a good production.
I do too. I think it's a beautiful production, and lots of the audience members have been talking about how much they've enjoyed it.
Oh, what have they said?
They've said it was sumptuous, was a word someone used.
Sumptuous?
Yes.
Oh, I love that word.
Yes.
Wow. There's a word. That's a word you never hear much.
Another was sensual.
Sensual, yeah.
It was very sensual.
Good. I wanted it to be.
It was. And a good ensemble. I heard that at least 3 times. What a good ensemble.
I heard that too. Somebody said that to me.
Every actor is good in this play.
I heard that too. Yeah. That's great. I love hearing that.
I do too. I do too. I really do.
Yeah.
Because part of what I was doing also in this job was producing the play, and I didn't want to be the actor that got by on just being the producer. I wanted to win the affirmation of my fellow actors with it.
Yeah. Well, that must have put a lot of pressure on you then.
It did.
Yeah?
Yeah, it did, until I kind of figured out that that's what was operating. And my director and I talked about it.
Who's that?
Ray Renati. And he said, you have to just let it go, Neva, just let it go.
Oh, yeah, when I gave my big speech?
That's right, your great big speech, your Shakespearean monologue.
I don't know. I just realized we were opening, and the play was at a point where I could see it could be really good, but we only had a week left, and we still had some things that we really had to fix.
Address.
Yes, and we did it.
We did.
And I just felt like I am the one who has to do this.
Right.
Because as an actor, you can't see what's going on.
No, you can't.
No.
You're lucky if you see your own path clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
And just kind of like protect it as much as you can.
Yeah, especially when it's a new play where there's no precedent and you're just sort of like figuring it out, right?
Right.
So that was, and also we had a long rehearsal period because we didn't have access to the rehearsal space every day. Mm-hmm. Which was, for me, was challenging, and maybe as an actor,
it was challenging
because we would get to a certain point, and then we'd have 3 or 4 days off.
Right.
And then it'd be like starting over again, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was like.
Or you wouldn't get to a scene maybe till a couple weeks from when you first did it.
Right.
But it was good the last week and a half or so we had it every day, which helped a lot, I think.
I think it did too.
Yeah.
I think it helped a lot.
Yeah, the rehearsal space.
And we have a movie in this play.
Yes!
And it's a wonderful movie by Will Price.
It's a silent movie.
And we have a live musician play the music that accompanies the movie.
And we have a live musician throughout the whole show.
That's right.
And he's fantastic. Barry, what is Barry's last name?
Corin. Corin?
Yeah.
Corin.
I just call him Barry. I didn't know his last name till now, I have to admit.
Yeah, me either.
That really adds a lot to the show, don't you think?
It does. It lifts it up.
It does. And he has the right feel.
Right, he does.
A mix of both the, what did you call it? The spiritual and the
sacred and profane.
Yes. And I think the music that he's playing has both feels, both sacred and profane in it as well.
I would agree.
Yeah.
He came up with the whole theme song for me. Did you?
Yeah. Wait, is this new now? Something I don't know about?
No.
Okay.
It's the same music.
Yeah, but I asked him to to change the keys up between scenes and to make it different every time, which he has done, and it's fantastic because it's the same melody, but he changes the keys. He plays a different instrument on the keyboard, or he changes the timing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really neat. Yeah.
And that calls upon his creativity.
Yeah, he was wonderful. And there's some audience participation in this show, too, isn't there?
There is, but only if they want
only
to
if you want to. So when you come there, don't feel pressured.
Right.
Don't feel pressured.
Now, there's one thing I should bring up.
Uh-huh.
In the last performance, there was this horrifyingly large, loud sound from the dressing room.
Oh, my God. What was that?
It was the full-length mirror crashing to the floor.
Oh, my God.
With mirror shards going everywhere, and they had to put down newspapers for us to walk over.
Oh, my gosh.
Backstage.
When did this happen? Like, which part of the play?
At the matinee. I'm not sure. I just kept my focus and kept on going.
Wow.
But Benoit had propped the mirror up and felt very guilty.
Oh.
Benoit's an actor who plays Kenneth Ormiston.
Benoit Mona. He's French.
Right.
M-O-N-I-N. Benoit Mona. He plays Ken Ormiston. Your paramour.
And he does a fantastic job with it.
He does. He's scary.
He's very scary. He's very scary.
Very scary, which he needs to be, and he is. Everybody's fantastic. So who's in this play? We got Neva Hutchinson playing Aimee Semple McPherson, the star of the show. Benoit Mona, who plays Kenneth Ormiston. Do you want to say this, or do you want me to do it? Barry Coron, who is Homer Johnson and our musician and keyboard player. Charmaine Hitchcock, who is your mother.
Right,
playing
she does a
Minnie
fantastic job.
She is fantastic. Mohana Rajagopal, who is Susan Shields, your right-hand woman. And I think she is really, really doing a superb job in that part.
She is. She's pulled out all the stops.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, we really got a great cast here. Max, do you call him Maxwell or Max?
Maxwell.
I call him Max, but I don't know what he wants to be called. Does he want to be called Maxwell?
I don't know.
Oh.
He always lists it as Maxwell.
Oh, I just call him Max. Maxwell Tomaszewski.
I would say Zweski, but...
Zweski. Okay. You're probably right. And he came on last minute, and he's just kicking it out there.
Yeah.
He came into the cast late, and he's playing Paul, your second. Well, I won't say anything.
Right.
I don't want to give away too much.
Right.
And Mark Vashro, who plays Henry Jacobs, the reporter for William Randolph Hearst, the newspaper man, and Michael DiMartini, who is the prosecutor, John Treverne. Was that the actual prosecutor, John Treverne?
I believe so.
Yeah. And he is something else.
He is.
You got to come see this play. I am really, really happy with how it turned out. I'm guessing
thrilled
yeah,
at how it turned out.
Too bad we can't go longer than 2 weeks.
I know.
Yeah.
It's been my experience, though, that when you go 3 weeks, you lose the second week because everyone comes the first or the last. So that was my thinking.
Yeah, it's hard when you have a self-produced show.
It is hard.
Yeah.
But
and what we mean by that is we're not part of a theater company. Neva just put this on her own company.
Right.
Really. And we can't even have a name for it because of equity rules, right?
Right.
So it's the no-name theater company. The Neva Hutchinson Collective.
The Neva Hutchinson Collective. The no-name theater company. I did want to call it One Meatball Productions.
Oh, that would be neat.
Yeah.
I like that, One Meatball. What was the name of the theater company that you started in New York?
Theater Tweed.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Like tweed coat?
Like tweed coat. The idea was that it intermingled song and dance and theater. And
it's still there.
And it's still there. My partner is still running it, doing a magnificent job.
It's been 30 years now?
Yeah, 35.
Wow. Theater Tweed in New York City. Where is it in New York?
Well, the headquarters are on Hudson Street, but it works a lot out of Pangea, which is a nightclub restaurant.
Is that like Midtown, downtown?
Oh, downtown.
Uptown?
Lower East Side.
Oh, okay.
Pangea.
Oh, where all the small theater, cool theaters are. I've seen some really neat things down there.
Oh.
Yeah. I love New York. Yeah. What else? Is there anything else you'd like to say about the show?
apart from the fact that I hope people come see it because I think they'll enjoy it.
Oh, once they hear this, they're going to come see it.
Good. Good.
It's pretty much guaranteed.
Good.
But seriously, I really highly recommend it. We only have 3 performances left, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday this week, which is the 1st of November, right?
Is Thursday.
Yep. And then the 2nd of November, Friday, and the 3rd of November, Saturday. And that's it.
That's right.
And
at 8 p.m.
And you can get your tickets on brown paper tickets, or you can go to Neva Hutchinson. Can I say your name or not? NevaHutchinson.com and get your tickets there. Or go to Brown Paper Tickets and just search on Aimee Semple McPherson. Or, actually, don't search on that. We want to search on Raptured. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you get tickets. And I think you can get them from the Phoenix Theater website. Phoenix Theater, San Francisco. So there's 3 places you can get tickets. So you have no excuse not to show up.
Thank you so much for having me, Ray.
You're welcome. Thank you for letting me have you. All right.
Okay.
Talk soon. Okay, folks, that's it. That was my conversation with Neva Hutchinson. Wasn't that a lot of fun? I had a blast, as I always do. Talking with the peoples of the theaters. It's a lot of fun. Come and see the show. You got 3 more chances. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today is Halloween, so we don't have a show, but we have one tomorrow, November 1st, 2018. Then November 2nd. Then November 3rd, and then it's done. Unless the play gets put up again in another company somewhere, somehow in this country. Hey, if you want to get a hold of me, send an email to feedback@rayrenati.com. That's feedback@rayrenati, RayRenati.com. Visit my website at raysgreenroom.com. That's right, I got a website. And if you want to get tickets for the show, which I know you do, there are links in the notes. Just go to Brown Paper Tickets, search on Raptured. You'll find them. Thank you so very much for listening. And until next time, I will see you on the boards. Good night, everybody.
When you're weak.